Good evening. It's myself once again, Albie-Wan Kenobi, with the guy in the green gimp suit. I'm Dave Angel.
Hello, I'm a gimp. I'm a green gimp.
I'm a green gimp.
Hello, everybody.
Good evening. How you doing, bud?
Good evening. We have a temple to clean by the looks of things.
Yeah.
Now I have made a start already.
Yep.
I
We're starting
started
the north
going up
slope.
this wall. I started going up the wall.
Yeah, it drives me up the wall as well. I'll start this side doing the wall.
Why don't you? That's a good idea.
Look at this filth. Look at this utter filth. You still haven't got that one, have you? You still haven't got the extra nozzle for this power washer.
I've got the
You got the really extended
the
ones.
trident.
Yeah, no, I mean the extension things.
Hang on a second. Let's have a look, shall we? I have got for this. I have got the Vista Pro Extra Long, the Vista Pro Triple Tip, the Vista Pro Soap Nozzle,
Sorry,
the Vista Pro
triple tip just made me laugh. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, carry on. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
with a feather-like touch. Um, I've got the long and the extra long extensions, the soap
Yeah.
nozzle and the triple tip, which are the only ones that are available for mine.
Oh, right. So you
Oh no,
can't.
it's not.
I was
Oh
gonna
yes,
say
it is. I've got everything. By the looks of it.
because the one I normally
Oh,
use is the one off to the right on the extensions.
uh,
There's the long extension, the medium one. It must be. I use that one
there
quite a
is a
bit.
short extension.
Yeah.
Ah,
I mean,
there
if
we go.
if okay, if
Open
you've
the
got the
Pro
money
Duster
for it,
and 6 of its attachments.
thank you.
Okay.
I just use that one quite a lot for when I'm sort of close up because it's sort of more makes the green pressure washer a little bit more useful and effective. I,
Okay.
I'm using the right pressure washer, aren't I? It's the Pro, yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. Just seems a bit sort of like feeble this evening.
Well, we say we may have to change tack quickly at some point this evening
Yeah, it'll
if
be fine.
um if my friend and my sister-in-law Husky Mama comes in to join us.
Yeah, that's fine.
The good news is she thoroughly enjoyed
Riff
our
tracks.
Friday night filth.
Good,
Our
good.
Friday night filth, yeah. And she wanted to join in, but she wanted to get rid of the Twitch lag.
Right, yeah.
So I bought her a copy of Riff Tracks.
Okay, so there's no more Twitch slag.
No more
Twitch
Twitch
slag.
lag.
No more Twitch slag.
Yep.
Yes, say that 3 times fast. That. There we are, did it.
Great because she has got a wicked sense of humour.
Yeah,
Um,
always helps when you're around us.
well, yeah, definitely, definitely. So, what has young Mr. Albie been doing with himself?
That's my own personal sort of. Oh right, sorry, you mean what have I been up to? Um,
No, it's
uh,
not what you do in car parks. That's something quite different.
behind park benches. Um, I I've been doing a lot really. It has to be said. I mean, obviously I've been working over the weekend. Um, yeah, I've obviously been like working quite a bit on my Twitch streaming opening. In case you hadn't spotted it, which you have because I told you
Oh,
about it.
I saw your grand opening. It was grand.
Just wish you hadn't put it like that. Jesus Christ.
Why do you Why do you think I did? Come on.
Jesus. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I've been like working on that, um, along with like some more sort of ideas and visuals to go with a potential sort of like a D&D adventure if you guys are actually up for doing that again at some point.
Yes, of course.
Because yeah, they can be quite silly,
Well, particularly when we play it,
and
because
the way we play it. Swear, tell them.
and the way I play it, yeah. For those that don't know, I've got a habit of. I think it was supposed to be a very sort of a serious walk through the woods with lots of stealth, and all I did was make all of the enemy soldiers trip their tits off. It was hilarious.
Cray cray.
That was. But of course, in the current game or the last game we did, we weren't in in those characters, were we? We were in different
No, no.
characters.
Yeah, because we had different players joining, and it's like start fresh.
Will if we do the D&D again, will Purple Power be joining us again?
Possibly, I mentioned it the other day, and she seemed to be okay with it because, like I say, it was the first time she's ever actually sort of ever played it. But
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like I say, she's probably a bit more
yeah.
comfortable, sort of like being on stream and obviously being heard now because she's finding her voice. Obviously, sort of she doesn't particularly want to be on camera, which I'm fine with. It's like yeah, okay, no problems with that. It's just a case of yeah,
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do have. I've got the facilities for a webcam, but I just don't use it because I don't see the need, really.
yeah. Well, I've got a webcam, but it's obviously where I'm normally gaming. I'm sort of on the couch in front of the TV, and it's really hard to actually set it up here. So it's
Yeah,
currently it's like it's behind me on like the dining table, but the only time I've really like done any gaming from the dining table was when we did the D&D things last time, which would have been around Halloween time.
yeah, yeah. I think roundabouts.
Yeah. Um, I must look out that video and see if it's actually sort of worth uploading at some point as well. But yeah, no, that was again like a quite a silly D&D adventure.
Love
I do,
silly
I
D&D.
do like coming up with silly concepts and stuff. You know what I mean? But it's
Oh
of course,
yeah,
but it was a case of like trying to sort of introduce all your characters to each other. It's obviously when none of you have actually like played D. Well, you and Michelle may have done, but like the other Shell, hadn't played it at all, let alone alongside anyone else. It's like trying to introduce all the things without sort of making it completely overwhelming.
it can be. Yeah, I
It's
mean,
just you have to just be silly, don't you? Really, just
I've
have to
been
be silly.
D&D in for like 25, 27 years, something like that.
I mean, I did during the probably late, well, probably the early '90s,
The
possibly the
late
early '90s,
Cretaceous period.
the late Cretaceous period. Yes, no, it was definitely sort of during the late '90s, mid to late '90s. Um, but then didn't play for probably about 20, 30 years, somewhere around that sort of length of time, because it's like, um, yeah.
I'll be honest with you, I haven't run a game in a very long time
Oh, it's your turn
because,
then.
well, I could do
Ah.
a. I saw that. How's your legs?
Fine, I've had worse.
Um, I could do a Pathfinder adventure.
I don't even know what difference that is.
Oh, well, it's a fantasy thing. It's kind of Conan
Hmm.
sort of.
I
But
say,
then again, I usually take an existing system, throw most of it out of the window, and rewrite everything.
well, one system which you can do that every single time with is you awaken in a strange place,
Yeah.
and that one is just designed purely for silliness. And yeah, I'm gonna have to like pick up that at some point. It's only like I think it's obviously one of those pay what you feel you want to pay things sort of things. It's not expensive anyway to actually pick it up because the rules are quite simplistic, but it is so stupidly fun and silly with the right people playing. Um, the DM basically it goes from rather than being the storyteller, you're basically like the editor of what everyone else is making the story into.
Yes.
I like the idea of that. That just
Was
sounds
that
very
like
silly.
the sort of the one-off, the one-shot type things that
That Xbox did outside Xbox Oxventure.
yeah, Johnny Chiodini did. Yeah,
Yes, it was where they had like
they were
the
at a
period
nightclub.
the period drama
Yes.
in a timid period drama in the nightclub. Yes.
Yeah,
Basically,
had some fun.
one player decides like on a verb or whatever it is, and another player decides the setting, and another one sort of decides what the style is. So obviously, it was like period drama. Someone said like nightclub. That's going to be the setting, and you don't obviously know what everyone else is deciding until it's all being like laid out on the table. Yeah. So
Lay it out on the table, sir.
that adventure was just fucking chaos. It was so fucking hilarious, especially the way Johnny sort of tied it all together at the end. All the threads were sort of
That's the sign of a bloody good
yeah.
experienced DM.
Like I say, I don't think I'm quite that level at all. I don't know if I could actually handle like like remembering every last detail like that, but give it my best fucking shot. But yeah, it's just very silly.
What I could do if you fancy it, if
Hmm.
you fancy it, as an idea for us in sort of in game, what we
Hmm.
could do is we could have um, the equivalent of I could do the graphics of a table with some runes and stuff around it with um, so you could overlay graphics and things over it, and
Hmm.
then we can use that online dice roll thing that I put onto
See, like I say,
the stream package.
I've spent money like getting like lots of dice sets. I like to be able to actually use
Yeah,
them. You know what
well,
I mean?
it's
But
the
yeah,
DM's prerogative.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
have to show you what he's rolling.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
The problem is that in the past, I don't mean games with you. I mean games with other people. We've had some players who would basically try and every time they'd roll a dice, they'd just roll a dice, go, yeah, done it.
Yeah.
And
I
you
mean,
go,
you're gonna
oh, I
get
dropped
people
it on
like
the
that.
floor.
You're gonna get people like
Re-roll
that.
it. Done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we ended up. I ended up on one of my games, which was based on the anime Hellsing. Strangely enough,
Hmm.
um, I had like a casting, um, like a piece of paper, basically,
Hmm.
with the runes that are used to sort of boost and to contain Alucard's power.
Hmm.
And basically, you had to roll your dice. You had five dice. You'd roll them onto the card. If they went into the middle, you could keep them. Any on the outside, you'd have to re-roll, and you could decide which ones. And it was
Hmm.
to do with the value of the die and the number of them. So the value of the die was like the attack, and the number of dice was the quality of the attack.
Yeah.
So you could get five sixes. You're onto a winner.
Yeah.
So it's Yahtzee basically.
Yep.
Yahtzee.
Yeah. And I'd quite like to run an adventure where they have the I can't remember what the system it was that they were using where you had like the Jenga pieces to sort of like for difficulties. Like, right, rather than rolling dice, it's like right, knock a piece out of the Jenga thing. But that's really hard to do remotely. When you're a couple of hundred miles away.
Yes, it is. It is
Yeah,
most
weird
definitely.
that.
There is the oh goodness sake, the New Zealand guys that do all of the like Skyrim logic and
Old Viva La
the
Dirt League.
YouTubers. Yes, yeah, they were doing a live role play, and they were all around a table doing it, and they had proper sort of layouts and stuff. But it was basically just a D&D, and I don't know how many of those you saw, but they went to hell in a handbasket at a high rate of knots,
Hmm.
as you can probably imagine.
Yeah. Right.
Why don't they make the side of the bloody pyramid so big?
To fit the other sides on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Ask a stupid
You
question.
feel silly for asking that, don't you?
You do, yeah.
The other sides would have fallen over if they didn't.
Yeah.
Right.
I tell you what we could do. I've got the rule book for paranoia somewhere. I could run a paranoia campaign.
Or we could just take tablets and just simulate it.
I don't need to simulate it.
Mm.
I spend most of my time in wibbly wobbly morphine land anyway.
Swirly alert.
So I just need the short extension. I think we'll use the larger scale.
We'll use my larger scales. Oh, Terry
This
Jones, we
vehicle.
miss you.
Well, so John Cleese is still about, and Eric Idle's still about,
And
and
Palin, Monsieur Palin,
hang on,
Michael Palin.
oh, Mr. Palin, yes, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
We saw him a couple of years ago. He came to Norwich because they were doing a VIP showing of a private function.
All right.
It's the one where it's Michael Palin, Maggie Smith. In fact, that'll probably be my watch this because it's bloody hilarious.
Hmm.
It is set in Lancashire, Lancashire, like, and
Lancashires.
Lancashire, and
Uh,
it's the story of a pig.
this
And
is the story about a big nature. Sorry, what? Yeah.
there's there's one bit where well, Maggie Smith is playing Michael Palin's wife, and he's supposed to go out and kill this pig. He goes out in the back garden, and like there's these really sort of these noises and stuff, and he comes back into the house, and she looks at him, and he looks really distraught, and she looks him up and down and goes, "Oh, looks like sexual intercourse might be called."
Yeah,
It's
words
really
you
quite funny.
words you wouldn't really expect to hear from Maggie Smith these days.
Well, the grandma from the royal family,
Hmm.
she's got a habit of playing these old, slightly ditzy characters,
Yep.
and she was playing like Maggie Smith's mother, and I think she was suffering from some sort of degenerative thingy. What's it? The character was.
Hmm.
So they said to her,
Oh, yeah.
"Mother, listen, there's no pig. There's no pig. Okay? If anybody asks, there's no pig." And she's walking around with the police and whoever else and the other men from the village looking around. She's walking around going, "No pig, no pig." It is really funny. It's really funny. It's kind of Alan Bennett humour, if that makes
Hmm.
sense.
Yeah.
Might not be your thing, but
I mean, I can't remember seeing a lot of Alan Bennett stuff. I think his stuff is a bit more sort of like, I don't know.
he's very
Yeah.
dry,
Yeah.
very sort of matter of fact, and I say, when you get him, um, when you get him on form, like with a private, I'm not sure what private function this is. Um, it's genius,
Mm.
absolute genius. If it's not Alan Bennett, it's written in the style of Alan Bennett.
Mm.
That are funny. That are funny.
Very, very.
There's similar humour. You'll have to forgive me. Mine's in the gutter as usual.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, Noel Coward. Okay,
Oh God. Ooh. Ooh,
you know,
good
Mad
boy.
Dogs and Englishmen
Ooh.
go out in the midday sun.
Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
good boy.
awfully nice to have a you know what. Yes. Um, not the Noel Coward song.
Yeah.
Well,
It was a shame when
he
he died in Red
was.
Dwarf. He was one of the wax droids.
You eyeballing me, Gandhi?
Oh, shot. Oh, shot. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear. Now, Tony, we probably had this discussion before. You're a Terry Pratchett fan, aren't you?
I've not read a lot of his books, but I've listened to a lot of the audiobooks. So
Right, okay. The many of the Watch ones, the City Watch ones.
not many. I think the only one
Ah,
from them, I think it's Guards. I think.
right, okay.
I
Because
think.
the City Watch ones are my favourite ones because of the silly characters in there. I was going to instigate a discussion as to if they were to make it into a serial or a movie, who would you think would fit which roles? But you probably wouldn't be sort of familiar enough with the characters, perhaps.
I'm not familiar enough with the characters to
Ah,
be
that's fine.
honest.
That's fine. That's that one shot down in flames.
Oh, no.
No, I was just thinking,
As
like I say,
they
because
say,
um, you know,
mother.
I was just thinking, like I say, because Corporal Carrot, fucking amazing character.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah. I was thinking the other day, and I thought, who would be good to play him? And then I thought, Chris Hemsworth, maybe Chris Hemsworth, because he's big, he's well built, and he's tall, and he can play a character who's, you know, so understated, but appears quite dim, but has that sort of like underlying sort of like sense of righteousness. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's quite sort of like it would be quite a complex character to play. Don't get me wrong, because there are layers where you've got like a is it a 6 foot?
Like an onion.
He's a 6 foot bloke who basically sort of thinks he's a dwarf, or he's actually raised by dwarfs and classes himself as a dwarf, despite the fact that he's twice the size of any dwarf that's around. Yeah,
Well, we can fight for his right to be a dwarf.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, no, Terry Pratchett, another one, sadly missed.
Oh God, a genius.
Mm,
Neil Gaiman, I put in the same in the same breath
mm,
without any hesitation.
yeah.
The long-suffering Mrs. Angel sitting behind me at the moment. She's read a lot of Gaiman stuff,
Has she
and
read much Pratchett or stuff like that, or
I don't
not
know.
such
The
a okay.
long-suffering Mrs. Angel. Have you read Pratchett? Some of them. Which ones? So a smattering of. Well, yeah, that's not really Discworld, is it? It is Pratchett. It is Pratchett and Gaiman. Yeah, Pratchett and Gaiman. Yeah. No, basically, she's read Mort and a few sort of random others.
Right, fair enough. Yeah,
I don't think she's done a lot of them. So,
yeah, that's fine.
Mort,
Molt.
boy,
See,
Mort.
I was quite late to Mort. I didn't get that one for quite a while after. I actually read the one of the sequels to that before I did that. In fact, the first one I read was one of the follow-ups to that, which was Reaper Man.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing. Like I say, read that, fucking hooked. I hadn't really sort of picked up a book in years at that point. I'd literally say not really sort of been sort of I can't be asked to read a book. Picked up that, fucking hell. I was just suddenly was like, okay, I'm just hooked on reading. It was so different to anything else because a lot of stuff. I mean, there are some fantastic authors out there. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of stuff you read, and it's like, oh god, it's been like 50 pages and nothing's fucking happened. Um, there's just stuff always happening, and it's always silly and ludicrous and slightly on the edge. And it's like, but he knows how to spin a mystery as well as um, a comedy.
Oh God, yeah. There's there's my watch this for this week. I'm going to
Hmm.
turn it into a read this. Okay.
Read
And
this.
less of a book. It's more just of an author. I'm going to say, long suffering Mrs. Angel. Coots. No. A book recommendation. Coots. Something funny, preferably with a bit of horror. Okay. Book recommendation from the long suffering Mrs. Angel. I've
Mm-hmm.
seen her book collection. Trust me, it's like the British Library in our bedroom.
Hmm.
Um, she said Dean Koontz is normally a horror writer,
Hmm.
but he also has a wicked sense of humour,
Hmm.
and he does a range. He did a set of books. And the first one was Odd Thomas. No, they did actually do a actually. Well, you could watch it as a film, couldn't they? Yeah, Odd Thomas is available as a film. Who
Fair
was it?
enough.
It was it Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. What, Spider-Man?
Oh, no, yeah. Thomas was played by Anton Yelchin.
Ah, the sadly deceased Anton Yelchin.
Yeah, yes. That no, that's a complete waste of talent. I tell you that.
Hmm.
But yeah, he's in the film version of Odd Thomas, and even normally, book to film adaptations of my wife's favourite authors generally don't go down so well
Yeah, I've not
with
been a
her.
massive
But
fan of the
even
Terry
she said
Pratchett
Odd Thomas
TV
was all
series.
right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
actually, the Terry Pratchett TV series, they're sort of like all right, but I find it hard to watch them because it's like, okay, this is not. I'm not one of those like say, oh, you've depicted my character wrong. It's like, okay, but everyone's got their own visualization of how things run, and for the most part, they've got the look of it right, but the delivery of some of the lines isn't quite
Yeah.
on par. Either it's people who have like a different view on it, or they just haven't read it. You know what I mean?
Well, sort of when they did
Or the
when they did the
direction.
TV series of The Color of Magic,
Hmm.
they sort of smashed the second book into it, didn't
Yeah,
they?
yeah, yeah.
It was kind of they kind of
I mean,
smooshed the
they
characters
were
together.
the two books were back to back anyway. They did
Yeah.
follow on from each other, but yeah, they sort of like collided. And like I say, I like David Jason. Don't get me wrong. I thought he was good as Albert in Hogfather.
Albert, yeah, Albert, the indestructible wizard, yeah.
Hmm. Who has like uses like his remaining days as holidays away from working for death.
Yeah.
Um, Apologies to anyone who's watching my stream. Might be getting a bit of seasickness at the moment. Lots of
Oh
bouncing.
dear.
Lots of bouncing.
Bouncy, bouncy.
Um, yeah, and I thought he was good as Albert, but as Rincewind, he wasn't quite as cowardly as you know
No.
he's depicted. You know what I mean? Or is he supposed to be?
Well, he was completely Rincewind was completely inept, really.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure something else will come to me. terms of something that people could watch if they haven't. But if you haven't seen it, go and see the film version of Odd Thomas. It was all right, wasn't it? It was okay. She said it was all right. She didn't
Yeah.
want to like sort of she didn't want to like sort of vomit a turd into her drink or anything.
Mm.
So it was okay.
Um, Another book recommendation. It's part um, like travel writing, which probably has made everyone go, "Oh, fucking travel writing." But it's part travel writing, but mostly comedy and stupidity and absolute nonsense.
Uh huh.
Tony Hawk's, not the skater,
Yeah.
Round Island with the Fridge.
Okay.
I've probably mentioned it to you before. It's a book I absolutely love. It's just so silly. Um, but Tony Hawk, um, comedian who, if you're a fan of Red Dwarf, you'll have seen him in a few episodes of that and heard him in at least one other episode. Today's special is Trout a la creme. Enjoy your meal.
Yes.
Anyone who remembers Morris Minor and the Majors will know Tony Hawk.
Yes.
No, 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 no. Sleep till bedtime.
Right.
Um,
Yes.
um, yeah, he's basically a British comedian who's largely like on like panel shows and whatever these days than anything else. Um, but basically, premise of the book, he had a drunken bet with someone. Okay, they must have been off their flaming heads. Um, I can't remember exactly how the bet came about. It's described in the book and in the beginning of the book. But basically, is a £10 bet that he couldn't navigate around the outskirts of Ireland within, I don't know if it was 30 days. It was within quite a short space of time, whilst hitchhiking with a fridge.
Right. Okay.
£10 bet. Goes out, buys a £100 fridge
Yeah.
to win a £10 bet. It's that kind of book. It's silly, and like I say, the capers he gets up to, and yeah, he's a very good writer as well. Um, he did other books like playing the Moldovans at tennis, which I didn't quite get into as much, but that one really did just tickle me so much. It was so good. And
What's the title of that again?
Round Island with a Fridge.
That's exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and like I say, years later, he did actually do a TV adaptation for it, which was, I think it was, I don't know if it was like a three-part TV series or something like that. It was in a couple of parts, I think. But it was a vastly truncated version of the story, and it was a slightly altered from the book for the sake of time. But even that, like I say, I really enjoyed watching that as well, you know having read the book and all that. But yeah, he's a very silly man.
How did they know he actually did it? Did he have to take photos or something of him with the fridge in
Yeah,
places of that island?
he took lots of photos. He documented it, and he actually appeared on radio shows in Ireland.
Okay.
And because he was often like phoning into like the radio shows and saying, "Oh, I'm here" or whatever, and people were sort of it's like offering him lifts and whatever and shit like that, and say, "Oh, I can only go as far as this. Is that right?" It's like, it's fine. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Um, it's like I say, it's one of those things that sounds like what the fuck, but yeah, it's really good reading.
I need two seats, one for me, one for my mate.
Yeah. Yes.
As long as he wasn't trying to keep like beer cold in the process
I think
on the
he
way
did try
round.
to use it at one point as a cool one, but like I say, obviously since he wasn't you know having it plugged in permanently, it was yeah.
But you
Uh,
can imagine a hitchhiker, couldn't you? It's like sort of, thanks, where do you want to go? I want to go so and so.
well, the
I can
thing
take you as
is,
far as that. Okay,
yeah,
great. Have you got like a cigarette lighter in your car?
yeah. The thing is, the fridge became as much of a celebrity as he did.
Yeah.
He was like known as the fucking idiot that Flaming was trying to get round the island with the fridge. You know what I mean? Oh, you're the idiot. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. Been hearing about you on the radio. Um, and yeah, people were just loving this little fridge. It was fucking hilarious. It's a good book. It really is.
Could probably have sold it for charity at the end.
Yeah, like I say, I'm sure it has been. Like I say, it's been out. It's been out many years. It's not a new book. It's probably about 20 years old now. God, Jesus Christ, is it? You know, maybe even more. But yeah, it's so good. And
Okay, I will have a look.
it's one of those books where it's like just a feel good book because there's not really any negativity in there, except for
Yeah.
when people are driving past him through the puddles. You know, apart from that, you know, like I said, other than that,
Um, thinking of. I did read the myth books. You know, like myth conceptions.
I've not heard those.
I don't know if you're not familiar with those. I'll have to
No.
look up who it is. In fact, by the power of the internet,
By the power of
I
Grayskull.
dispel thee. Um, uh,
Dib 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 dib.
excuse me while I look for my book
Please hold.
on a large river.
Please hold my
Um,
books.
oh, oh, it's silly.
Hmm.
It was being silly again. Um, Robert, okay. Robert Asprin
Right.
is the author, and they do the audiobooks on Amazon and
Amazing.
on. Oh, another fine myth. Um, but I'm talking about ambrosia. Well, it's really quite nice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they're very funny.
Yeah.
A long time ago since I read those, though.
Mm.
A long
A
time ago.
long time ago.
Time ago, I can still remember
What, all 10 minutes of it?
when Kindles didn't exist.
Yeah, I've got most of Terry Pratchett
Ah,
stuff
okay.
on either on paperback or hardback. Um, but I am repurchasing quite a few of them on my Kindle app simply because I don't like to ruin books by sort of using them. That sounds fucking stupid. Fuck.
No, you see,
I don't like making them dog-eared
um,
because they're books that I love. You know what I mean?
well, Michelle, what, the long-suffering Mrs. Angel, sorry. Um, you know, I have to protect her identity. She is a celebrity. Um,
Yep.
she loves physical books, the
Mm.
smell, the feel, you know?
The taste.
Yeah, the, the way the spine.
Where my spine tingles.
Yeah, some of her books probably did. Um, what was the name of that book I bought you? The one with multiple authors. I can't remember either.
Not the Dragons of
No,
Autumn, Twilight, whatever.
I bought her a book that was actually signed by all of the authors because it was a collection of short stories.
Ah, okay.
And had Stephen King in there, I think. Um, James Herbert was in there. And I can say, with my hand on my heart, that was fucking expensive.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, just about 2 weeks now to go till WalesCon.
Until you go and convent again.
Yes.
Awesome. Is it the submarine captain, the U-boat captain that's
Yeah.
this time again?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I was thinking about doing like an Obi-Wan Kenobi one, but wearing pajamas out in public just didn't seem appropriate. And
The trouble is,
it would have been quite expensive
his
to get a.
his sort of his robes are actually quite complex.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't look it, but they bloody well are.
Yeah,
I mean, you could get yourself um like a judo suit,
yeah.
no problem for the majority of it. But you've got the outer bit, then you've got the bit that goes under that as well.
I didn't want to cook basically.
Yeah, a considerable investment of time and money.
Yeah.
Well,
Saying
mind you,
that,
with
saying that,
cosplay, it's like that.
saying that, getting an actual proper U-boat jacket like Christopher Eccleston's. I saw a YouTube video of someone who actually was saying how you role play all the different doctors, and obviously it's like
Yeah,
showing things. And it's like, oh yeah, well this is one of the jackets which is very similar to this. It's like $300. Yeah, I'll go with the one from the
yeah,
charity shop. Thanks. Cheers for that though.
exactly. Well,
Yeah.
I spent probably a couple of years wearing a second-hand grey army sort of regulation overcoat, which was my Captain Jack overcoat,
Ah,
and I kind of loved that thing. It was
that's
funky.
that's Captain Jack rather than Captain Jacko. Yeah,
That was as
Captain
in
not,
yeah,
not Captain
as the
Jacko the
Harkness.
coat, not Captain Jacko the coat.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
Oh god.
Oh dear. Yes, Jacko. Wow, we've had two brushstrokes references in 2 weeks. Uh,
Bloody hell. Yeah.
that's a bit much, isn't it? Yeah.
Just got to get some Texas Midnight Runners in, and then
Mm,
we've got the full set.
yes. Oh, come on, Eileen. Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah. She don't like it very much, but you can.
Ew. Clean up.
Mm,
Clean up.
not a Friday. Not a Friday. Mind clean up aisle 5.
Yeah, that was getting quite bad on Friday. I don't know why I'm surprised at this, but bloody hell.
Well, do you know what? It wasn't me.
Yeah. But I think the hilarious thing is the actual responses, the actual answers were so filthy that we didn't even mention that Sully's name that he'd gone with was anal sex.
Yeah. Oh, I mentioned it.
We mentioned it at the very beginning, but after that, it was like everything else was just so bad. It's like, yeah, that's just that's weak sauce. Dear oh dear.
He has entered into the Friday Sorry Not Sorry challenge
Mm-hmm.
with both hands, as they say.
With a plum. I'm not going to say
As
where he's put
as
the
a vet
plum.
would say, up to the elbow.
I'm not going to say where he's put the plum, but he's entered it with a plum.
I don't want any ploms from him. Keep his ploms. We don't know where they've been.
Why is this warm? Answer me, Sally. Why is this warm?
Yeah, kind of on Friday for me, it was literally a case of, well, I could say this, but I think it's a bit too far.
I did go too far a couple of times. It was like, oh god,
Yeah,
it's like, oh
but
god,
that's
I've hit
part of the.
send on that. I've hit send on that. Oh god, why did I hit send on that?
Yeah,
Whew.
yeah, it is quite amusing.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
it was highly amusing. But every
Yeah.
time I thought I'm not going to put that,
Someone put something worse.
our good friend Sully kind of trumped it with something else. When I started doing this one on my own, and I actually started at the top
Hmm.
and worked my way down.
Yeah.
So
The water should have run down and cleaned the
around,
entire thing then, surely.
well, I started going down one side. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, this one can take a while, but it's nice and chill.
It was total chill. Okay, absolute chill.
I can't wait till they announce whatever they're doing for their DLC. It should be sometime very
God,
soon they're doing that.
it's got to be some sort of bleeding volcano disaster. It
Or
has to be.
it's going to be a first person shooter with water guns. No, I hope it's not that. I really hope it's not that. I hope it's just more of this, you know what I mean? But yeah.
Now, one thing that we both sort of discussed this week off stream um, was Funko Fusion,
Yes.
and that looks like it could be incredibly stupid fun.
Yes. It really does. As long as they've got the right developers on it and it's not buggy as hell. But yeah, like I say, it does look quite silly.
Well, Star Wars Jedi Survivor launched this week,
Hmm.
and apparently there is the performance mode basically doesn't work because I don't think it's there.
On PC,
Um,
I'd read it was problems, wasn't it?
well, strangely enough, the people that were having problems on PC were the people that were using like RTX 4090s,
Hmm.
and for some reason it was just something to do with their graphic pipeline. The newer ultra powerful graphics card didn't like it, or if you had a very powerful GPU and a less powerful CPU, it didn't like that either. But then you had people that had
It's
rigs that
because
were
they haven't
4 years
embraced the
old.
dark side.
That's what it is. Yeah,
You
that's
must
what it is.
embrace the power of the dark side.
So,
The dark side of your soundboard.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Far too silly.
Talking of dogs,
Sorry, what?
this one of my new AI
I
voice.
actually can't understand a word that you're saying.
You can't tell that. I'm a dragon.
Can't understand a word that you're saying with that.
Okay. Um,
You can understand this one, can't you?
I can understand what you're saying now, but that's your voice.
Well, yeah, it would be. Um, I think
Unless, of
there's
course, you're simulating it.
punctuation, possibly.
Unless you're simulating your voice. In which case, that's a very good
This
simulation.
is the sound of my voice. I'll turn it on fart show now.
Hmm?
It's
What's
on
up?
fart show at the moment. Um, this
It's barbarian,
Well,
and
hello.
as you can tell, I sound like I should be on a sex life.
Yes. Hello.
I'm at this point off. I'm not wearing anything at all.
Nope, not wearing my slippers, not wearing tyres, nothing's being worn out.
Nothing's been worn out. Yeah.
Turned into a bloody
It's
chipmunk
them.
now.
This one is called Banana.
I'd have called it
It's
chipmunk,
supposed to
but okay.
be minion-like.
Banana.
I can kind of see where they got to where they were thinking.
I mean,
This is good.
you've literally said it's like, it's a minion one. Literally, as I'm like starting to clean like a blue and yellow bit of the side of the pyramid here.
Yeah.
And this one, I could just form my own a cappella group.
hmm Yes, those good old acapelicans. Trouble is with that thing, it keeps cutting out so much that it's really hard to hear what you're saying after that one.
Is it cutting out? So
It's sort of like I mean that one's not so bad, but the other one was like it was really really hard to work out.
Was unbearable.
Yeah.
And this one.
I mean that one I can understand most of what you're saying at least.
Yeah, but isn't supposed to be female. Turns my voice to
Well,
female.
I wouldn't want to meet that female in a dark alley. Let's put it like that.
Gosh, you've got a fantastic pair of honours. Sorry, Friday came back again. By the relapse. I'll put it back, shall I?
Sorry, one moment, just there.
Normal, clean, well, as clean as my voice gets, anyway. And as Mike Yarwood would say, and this is me.
Pardon me.
I'm showing my bloody age now, aren't I?
Yarwood.
Get danger money for spraying up the side of spraying the side of a pyramid.
It depends if you're on the inside or the outside.
No, it depends on how long you've been on the inside, I suppose.
If you're on the inside, you're a mummy's boy.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing they could do, of course. This.
Zombie survival?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
kind of hope they don't, but yeah.
Yeah, you can kind of see it where you end up using the water gun, your pressure washer, as a form of defence.
Or you turn to the dark side and you've got to like make everything filthy. You get a mud gun. Get a mud gun.
Fire some lovely muck about.
Some lovely filth over here, Dennis.
Oh, I love it.
Oh dear.
The good Mrs. Angel again, the long-suffering Mrs. Angel. She found.
Even longer
Do
now.
you tend to keep books? Do you keep books? Many of them?
Some, yes, have some. Sorry, the way you phrased the question. I do generally keep books. I tend not to get rid of books, but I kind of really.
You have a lot of books.
I kind of really. I wouldn't say I've got a massive amount because I ran out of space to actually keep books, but pretty much all the books I've got, most of the books I've got, are Terry Pratchett, and quite a lot of them are in hardback.
Do you own Lord of the Rings?
I used actually no. I when I read that, I got it from the library, the mobile library, and I had that when I was on like holiday down here in the sunny corner of the country, way back in the 80s. I don't actually own it. I did have a copy of the Fellowship of the Ring, but that was like a second-hand copy, and it was really quite dog-eared, and I think I've sold that one at one of the car boots of late.
The long-suffering Mrs. Angel found these bookends, and they're designed to go alongside so, for example, the bookend goes next to Lord of the Rings, and it's basically Gollum reaching out with the ring, all in 3D. Beautifully done. Absolutely stunning. They also had Stephen King's It, both versions, Pennywise and the original
Mm-hmm.
Tim Curry one. The original Tim Curry one doesn't seem quite as it doesn't seem quite as frightening as it would have done.
No, like I say, I'm
But
sure when it came out,
obviously,
it was terrifying. But bear in mind, I only saw the original quite recently, and that was after I'd just speculatively picked
being the
up.
new one.
I speculatively picked up the new or chapter one on Blu-ray
Yeah.
and quite enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong, but it was just when I thought, oh, sod it, I'm going to give this a try. And I watched that, and it's like, okay, that's quite creepy. Watch the Tim Curry one, it's like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, of its time, I'm sure it was fine. Don't get me wrong, but like I say, a lot of things from back then, films these days are paced very differently. You look at Doctor Who. Go on, look at him, look him in the eye, look him deep in the eye. Looking deep in the eye,
Who?
make smoochy, makes you. No, sorry. You look at Doctor Who, and back in the day, you know, it's like Sylvester McCoy and before. Any of their stories were like spread across like 3, 4, 5 episodes for a story.
Yeah.
If a story isn't started and completed in a single episode now, it's kind of unusual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everything's paced so much faster in every sort of like media. Where it's like, we want to get this character established. We want to get it established as fast as possible,
Yeah.
and it's not necessarily a bad thing because, like I say, people, I suppose, like I say, despite having all these time-saving devices and gadgets, we probably have less time now than we would have done 20, 30 years ago. How the hell does that
Of
work?
course. Well, we're
We're
we've got
repairing
work
the
to get done.
devices. We're repairing
Yeah.
all the devices. That's what it is. Yeah,
That's my job. Yeah.
yeah. God, these stains are dirty. Can you come up here with the black light?
Dirty stain. Say what?
Can you come up here with the black light?
The black. Oh God, no.
Ah. Look at this. It's disgusting.
The way you're describing it, it sounds like a plasterer's radio. I'm glad you got the reference because on Friday, because
yeah. Because ooh.
not something you hear every day these days.
No, but you can picture it.
Yeah.
You're allowed to.
Doesn't leave much to the imagination, but then again, you don't need much of an imagination to think about it.
Whee!
Because it does what it says on the tin.
Yep.
Or on the radio, whatever.
I don't want to think about what's on the radio.
No, me neither.
Can you hear it bumping on your radio? Can you hear it bumping on your radio? No, I can't hear that. No, that song's got a different meaning for me now. Oh shit. Oh dear.
Yeah. Have you done many festivals? Any sort of music festivals or anything like that?
Yes. No, I haven't at all.
No.
No.
We only did one festival, and it was B 2003. Yeah, that was that long ago.
Is that like Roman numerals? V 2003. It was in the year 5 that I went to a music festival. Sorry, Tony. Sorry.
Yes. Yes, and somebody with a dulcimer. It was rather melodious. No, there was. Thinking about who was there. There were some bands you'd never heard of. There were Supergrass.
Yeah. Who I just
Elvis
quoted.
Costello. Yeah, that's the reason why I thought of it. Nickelback, and the top of the bill was Alanis Morissette.
Mm-hmm. Lucky Bill.
She was really good,
Yeah.
but then of
Isn't it
course she wouldn't be
ironic?
because she is God.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love Dogma. It's another classic Alan Rickman film, isn't it?
Yes.
Behold the Metatron. Oh dear.
And the whole character, the character is so pissed off
Yeah,
all
like I say,
the time.
Alan Rickman is so good at, or was so good at, like playing characters that were utterly, utterly pissed off. Yeah, he did that so well. But oh my god, yeah, yeah. I have now, as I mentioned the other day, I've now got two Funko Pops of Alan Rickman. I've got Hans, who's at
Um,
the. Did I show you the picture where he's at the top of a tower of Funkos? I basically made
no, I don't think so.
I made a big tower of Funkos, and he's right at the very top. He hasn't fallen off yet.
You need a Bruce Willis one as well.
Yeah, I think the two of them in
You know,
proximity is just dangerous. You know, there'll be like big explosions. You know, I can't afford to lose chunks of the wall.
you know,
Yeah,
if he covers everybody in glass, then you
sheath
can worry.
and fencer. Shoot the glass. Yeah, yeah. But I've got that, and I've got old Severus.
There he goes. Aww.
Wesley. Stop it, Ron! Stop it! Oh my
Oh, this is
god.
bad.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Anyone who hasn't got a
Oh, this is
clue what
bad.
we're talking about need to Google Leviosa with lots of A's.
Yes.
Yeah, I put on the I think it was Funko Europe on Twitter the other day. I messaged him and said, I've heard recently there's like rumours there's going to be a Galaxy Quest TV series. I kind of hope there isn't, but you know I've heard there kind of might be like a Galaxy Quest TV series. Would it be time to have like a Dr. Lazarus? Because I want more Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
Such a good. Like again, he was fucking amazing in that film. I know Tim Allen is
Again,
supposed to be.
thoroughly pissed off
I know Tim
all
Allen
the
is supposed
time.
to be the captain and supposed to be the hero, but all the best lines were Alan Rickman,
Yeah.
all bar a
Yeah.
few.
Yeah. Tim Allen was the captain, but Alan
Hmm.
Rickman was the star.
Yeah, yeah. Oh dear. Raving egomaniac. Oh, I wonder where I got that from. Scene stealing hack. Oh god. Oh dear. Fantastic movie.
I've only seen it a couple of times.
I've seen it a couple of times in the last few weeks.
Mhm.
I watch it every now and then, and of course I watched it. And it's like I really want to watch that again because I introduced Shell to it because she had never seen it before, and yeah, she was laughing and yeah, she fucking loved it because of course she's going to her first convention, um, and I said, this is exactly what they're all like.
Yeah. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, dear, oh dear.
The highlight for me about of the con we went to in East Anglia
Angular, yeah.
was the Batman.
Hi kids, I'm Batman. This is my Bat scooter.
Yeah. Be better. Don't be a man. Be a bat. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, the Predators were amazing.
Oh yes. And the Daleks.
And do you remember the other little character I bumped into? Ertini!
You bump into a Jawa, did you?
Yeah.
Don't
Do you not
remember
remember?
that.
Do you not
Sorry.
remember the video I recorded? I did show you it, where you
I'm
were
sure you did.
where you were
Unfortunately, I
scooting
have
around.
problems remembering what colour
Actually,
underwear I've got on.
where you were
You
scooting
know.
away. You're scooting away from us in your little mobility scooter. And I just turned to him and said, "This is the droid you're looking for." He's like, "Huh? This is the droid you're looking for?" Like, no. Shakes his
Oh
head. Shakes
yes,
his head. No.
yes, I do remember.
Oh god. He probably thought, God, is he just talking about a random person here? He's like, no, I do know this person. Don't worry. Oh dear.
Back in
Yeah.
the sale if you want me. Can I have a cup of
Well,
tea?
well, you're prostituting yourself out now.
Yes.
Times have got hard.
Trespasses.
Well, times have got hard. Sorry.
But yeah,
Oh
along with other
Jesus.
things.
Mm.
I
Drink.
would say that's not a good not a good sign.
Is that?
My eyes are watering.
Oh no. You're right.
Yeah. It's just staring at something too close for too long, you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk business now.
Oh
Here's a
dear.
thought with regards to your stream,
Hmm.
because are you gonna change your offline screen on Twitch every time you change the game?
Is my offline stream still a teddy bear? Because I thought that it was largely going to be either you or Lethris, obviously, sort of. And anytime I've seen it, basically, just anytime I've gone to my channel, basically, it goes straight to one of my videos rather than actually like showing the offline screen.
Yeah.
So does it even show
Okay.
my offline
Oh
screen?
no.
I
So
don't know.
no, because you okay. You were streaming live earlier, weren't you? When I looked at the stream.
Yeah, yeah.
Ignore me. I'm talking rubbish.
Oh, you were talking
Because
about that screen,
as
right?
you
Yeah,
were.
you're talking about that screen, right? Sorry, yeah,
Yeah. Because I thought you changed. For a minute, I was mentally unaware of the fact that you were actually streaming at the time.
yeah.
Reason I was mentally unaware is because I'm an idiot.
No, no, mate, no. Yeah, no, I've got like a scene set up which has got like a few things.
The one thing I am sure of
Hmm.
that there are two things I'm sure of. One, I am sure, absolutely sure that I am an idiot.
No.
I'm less of an idiot than the people you get on Pointless.
Oh God.
Because you where you work, you deal with sort of
Pointless people.
DVDs and TVs and stuff, don't you?
Not so much these days, but because we don't sell any DVDs anymore, and TVs were even further back. But Argos are in the store and they sell all that sort of stuff, but not DVDs.
That's a shame.
Hardly anywhere
So
sells
you
DVDs
don't
anymore.
you don't get to the end of the day and decide to flick one of the display TVs over at Pointless. Just for the hell of it.
No.
It's really enjoyable, and personal recommendation is Richard Osman's House of Games, BBC Two, 6 p.m. in the UK, or on iPlayer. It's really intelligent and incredibly funny.
Other programming is available. Yeah.
Other programming is available, but you don't want to watch
But
all
it's
the rest of the
inferior.
shit.
Other program is available, but
Yeah.
it's inferior.
Yeah.
No, I don't really get a chance to watch any of that sort of stuff because I'm pretty much working all the time when that sort of stuff's on.
You
Because
just make time, you know.
I'm always bumping on the stereo.
I've got Supergrass again.
Yeah. Gracias.
Oh, gracias.
I mean, I always considered that the lead singer of Supergrass just kind of looked like he was the love child of Mick Jagger and a chimpanzee.
Yeah, he has. It's that. It's the shapeless haircut
Yes, it's the
isn't it?
haircut all the way.
And
A
the
decent
face
haircut, yeah,
that is bacon, you know.
yeah. But
Yeah, nobody
I
told
saw a list video the other day, and I'd already I already had like for whatever reason had pumping on a stereo sort of buzzing through my head the day before, and it's like, wow, you know how all these coincidences like crop up at once, and it's like, fucking hell, who's stalking me? Um, and yeah, they appeared on a list video of weirdest music videos, and I can't remember which song it was. I can't remember if it was that song or if it was a different one where yeah, it was like nightmare fuel. This home video, music video, they had like their heads, but obviously they was like poking through like some fabric, and they had like puppets for bodies with like really
Yes.
elongated arms and legs and shit. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was
I know
really,
exactly. I don't know which song it is, but I know the video you're talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. I mean, when I saw the list video, so sort of videos that don't match the songs.
No, they don't.
The ones that they showed, I was like, I can't remember what was the one I was expecting to see on there. I can't remember. Um, yeah, topic of conversation for obviously when you think about it, obviously while we're streaming here. Um, music videos that don't fit the song at all. The one I was thinking of was True Faith. I feel so extraordinary.
Oh
Something's
yeah, yeah,
got
yeah, yeah,
a hold on.
yeah.
Yeah, a New Order, isn't it? I mean, you hear that song, it's like, okay, yeah, 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 yeah. Then you watch the video, it's like, what were they doing when they were? They must have been on some
What do you
powerful
think
fucking
they were
stuff when they
doing?
made that video. Whoo!
We're not making cucumber sandwiches. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's an amazing song, and it's a crazy video, but it's like, what? There's a disconnect between the two somewhat, but yeah, no, like I said,
Yeah.
I fully expected that to be on there. Didn't even mention it. Didn't even like go close to that. It's like, oh, okay. Um, I'm just trying to think of other like songs where the music video is just so off the flaming wall. I mean, Sledgehammer is obviously one, isn't it? Sledgehammer's the ultimate.
Uh,
Do 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 do
mhm.
do.
Oh no, that is a work of
It's
genius.
a work of genius, and it was Aardman Animation. Aardman Animation, very
Yep.
early Aardman
Yep.
Animation, did that
It
music
was
video.
indeed.
But like I say, fantastic fucking video. But it's like you listen to the song. If you heard the song before seeing it, it'd be like thinking, it's like, okay, yeah, okay, Sledgehammer, you want to be a Sledgehammer, yeah, yeah. What's this? What's going on? Why is there a chicken dancing on a stage? What the hell?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic music video, and it's absolutely iconic. But yeah, it really doesn't sort of. I mean, it does go with it because obviously we've grown up with that song, with that music video. But if you just heard the tune, you would not expect that when you say turned on the music video.
Um, if we're doing sort of, if I can do something that's got music videos in it,
Hmm.
the whole of Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
Moonwalker, yes, and the video game, in fact, as well.
video game was all right. It was kind
Yeah,
of
I actually quite enjoyed
a
that.
sort of
The Mega Drive one,
yeah,
was
it was
it?
kind of a messed up version of The Simpsons, wasn't it?
Yeah. I did enjoy it. I think there were some versions. I don't know if it was the PC version of it was obviously to, or if it was just like certain later levels where it's like just got really fucking weird. But yeah, no, like I said, the Mega Drive Moonwalker game, I really did quite enjoy that for the most part. It was made better than certain other games of the type at the time. Let's put it like that.
Yeah. At least it was on brand, you know.
Ooh. Yeah.
Did he
Come
turn
on.
into in the game? Did he turn into a robot? Like,
That was the final level. That was one of the levels I was talking about. There was a level I think where you also play as where you're trying to evade you play as the big rabbit on the motorcycle and you're trying to evade the big chunkies on two scooters or whatever the hell they were on.
yeah,
I think there was a level for that, wasn't there? And that was a bit odd. Um, but yeah, I think the one where you turn into a robot, I think it was all right. But my main memories are the side-scrolling punch and kick 'em up.
yeah.
Do 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 do. Yeah, yeah. It helped to have like a kicking soundtrack already pre-made for it as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He may have been a very, very strange person.
yeah.
He
And
may
there
have been
were
disturbed deep down in whatever way, but my God, he was a musician.
yeah.
Absolute crappy.
Yeah.
That was another one. These people lead, reclusive lives, and everybody just thinks they're strange. And they were a musical genius, of course, Prince, the little purple one.
Yeah.
He is, or was, an absolute prodigy. He really was.
I thought it was Keith Flint.
Yeah, no, he was in the prodigy.
Sorry.
Yeah. Keith Flynn was originally a state agent.
Uh, at this point, nothing surprises me because yeah, okay. I mean, some things surprise me, like
he was
like those
originally
monsters
a
keep jumping
state
out of the
agent.
closets. But other than that, not much surprises
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. Not the sort of person. Yeah, that's a really bad semi.
Hmm?
I got a semi for you. You know?
Yes. At least it's not a semicolon.
God, no.
That'd be. It's like that'd be. It's like no. That's too far. Too far. Too far. Retract. Retract. Sorry, we're not playing riff tracks. We're not playing riff tracks. We're
Particularly
not
if you
playing
get
riff
into the
tracks.
semicolon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I said, the semicolon. Sorry. No. Stop. No end. No more. No more of that. Stop that. That's exceedingly silly.
Stop it. Stop it.
Oh dear.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I
Hang
feel
in.
as though I can do you a service. Hang on.
You're not going to service me.
No, I'm not going to service you. Honestly,
Good.
it'll be fine. It'll be absolutely fine.
Just hold still. Don't move.
Albie, can't do that again. Thank you for listening.
Hmm? I didn't catch all of that.
You didn't. Ah, okay. Never mind. I need to do something to turn up my.
That one didn't sound
my-
too bad. It's just I think it's because obviously all the background noise. I didn't catch.
Was there background noise in there as well?
No, I mean, like from the game.
Yeah. That was Morgan Freeman asking you not to do that again.
Ah, okay. I came to Shawshank in 1943.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that
There
film.
is. Well, Michelle heard it, that voice, and she thought it was Liam Neeson.
Right.
But for me, it sounds like Morgan Freeman's.
Do it
Or is it
again.
Gordon Freeman?
Like I say, I didn't get that it was Morgan Freeman at first when you were using the thing. Let's put it like that. But you put it on again.
Or if you do it as Liam Neeson, for example,
There's more
no
than
one would
Freeman.
believe.
In the last years of the 19th century, that human affairs were being watched from the timeless worlds of space. No one could have dreamed they were being scrutinized. As someone with a microscope studied creatures that swarm or multiply to water, few men even consider the possibility of life on planets.
Yeah,
Yet,
Liam Neeson.
across the gulf of space, minds vastly superior to ours regarded this earth with envious eyes.
Tony, just say,
Sure,
I will find you and I will kill you.
I will find you and I will kill you.
Shit, I've
Be
got
my
chills.
fellow living force kind of one.
I've got chills. Liam Neeson's in the house. He's joined our stream.
That's Liam Neeson, is it?
It sounds more like Liam Neeson than it does Morgan Freeman, I think.
Yeah. Part of the problem is when I'm trying to listen to it to myself, it voice jams me. So I have to.
You got the
I have to
raspberry.
get Michelle over and say, you listen to this. And I'm going to say a few words, and you tell me what you think it is, whether you think it's any good or not. So we've gone through and sort of, starred a few favourites and turned a few off and stuff.
But did it give you the raspberry though? Lone
Raspberries.
Star. You said you got voice jammed.
Oh god, dear.
Raspberry. Only
Oh,
one
dear.
person gives me the raspberry. Lone Star.
We have another side. Yeah, that is clean.
Is this the side of good and light?
Side of prosperity. So that means at least we can have Liam Neeson sign us off on some of our video.
Yes. Oh, I mean, that blokey Charlie Hopkinson. His Liam Neeson's really good. I mean, Liam Neeson and Ewan McGregor.
Yes.
They're very good. I love those
I mean,
videos.
his Hayden Christensen's really good as well.
Yeah, but I find when he's got when he's doing that, the face is really off-putting because the
No, that's
the,
just Hayden
the
Christensen.
no the deep fake for that just doesn't work quite as well. It looks really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi one does look exactly like Obi-Wan Kenobi, to the point where when I first saw a clip of that, I thought, "Wow, Ewan McGregor's actually like ripping the shit out of his own." Oh, okay, right, maybe not. Saw the deep fake thing in the top corner. I was like, that makes more sense.
I do like the disclaimer at the beginning. All
yeah.
voices are impersonated badly.
Yeah, but everyone puts
Oh,
that.
and is Ian McKellen, of course.
That's basically the South Park. That's the South Park disclaimer, isn't it? All voices are impersonated badly.
Yeah.
But his are actually impersonated well.
Yeah, but that's what he says. He says all of them are impersonated.
I know he says that, but he's lying. They're impersonated
He's
well.
lying, yeah. When he does his stand
I
up,
just
it's incredible.
I just love that the Liam Neeson one, Qui-Gon Jinn is always filling his face. Some of the snarky fucking comments are just fucking brilliant. I mean, that there's one quote from one of his videos recently where it's like, yes, he should wear a "Do Not Force Disturb" sign around his neck. It's like, oh my god, do not force disturb. To the point where I was planning on going to WellsCon as Obi-Wan Kenobi, Albie Kenobi now.
With the sign round here.
With the sign round my neck. Do not force disturb. Yeah.
But do you know what? There would be people there that would get it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, there'd be people who haven't seen the video who would get it because, like I say, he had a great disturbance in the force. It's like millions of voices
Can you
were
do a
crying
young
out.
Obi-Wan? That's the
Millions of
question.
voices cried out and were suddenly silenced. I can't
I
do.
feel something terrible has happened.
Hello there! Hello! Hello! It's one of the airmen. Hello!
Oh god.
We've gone LOLO now. Sorry, I do apologise. Anyone who's not seen LOLO, save yourselves. Um, but yeah,
Carstairs. What was the name of the airman?
it's
Carstairs.
that. I mean, that is very much one of those commodities that
Comedies.
is one of those
Comedies.
commodities that was very much of its time and doesn't translate very well into modern comedy. I just don't think it would be as funny now as it was back then. You
It's
know?
going to be a bit crass and a bit
Yeah.
insensitive,
I mean,
really.
things like Blackadder, they're timeless because obviously they're obviously so commenting on the time that they're actually set in, which is obviously years ago. Um, Stuff like Faulty Towers, it's a lot of it's like physical and absurd comedy. There are a couple of like remarks in it. It's like wow, you would not be allowed to say that in anything today. But
Oh god, no.
beyond that, Faulty Towers is fucking brilliant. It's just so funny. But something like Hello Hello, it's just one of those sort of like bawdy humour things. It's like the whole comedy was that he's knocking off both the pregnant waitresses, and his wife supposedly doesn't know. Um, it's just one of those sort of like sexist comedies, I suppose, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
which was sort of almost funny back then, but it was just regarded as family entertainment, the Carry On movies. It was very much in the vein of the
Well, the
Carry On
thing
movies, wasn't it?
is, yeah, I mean, sort of, um,
Except it,
hello,
except it was
carried on
more family
the
friendly.
the the, the farce sort of tradition that was set up in the Carry On films and in Are You Being Served?
Yeah,
I mean, Are You Being Served?
I'm free.
You, you couldn't get away with that now, could you?
No, I wouldn't have thought so. Not unless, I mean, you'd have to have very specific actors in there because if someone was pretending to be like a gay actor and they weren't, it'd be like, why didn't you employ a gay actor? Oh, I'm taking great offence at this. And it's like, it's acting. You know,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're only going in, if you're only going into a
Wait,
film or
he's
TV series,
acting.
if you're only going into a film or TV series and playing yourself, it's not acting. That's that's documentary. I mean, I get it in some regards. Like I say, when you've got like a character that's supposed to be white, for example, and they get a black actor, or vice versa. Fine, okay, that's like that might be political correctness for the sake of it, or it might be that the cast or the actual characters in the film, TV series weren't diverse enough to begin with, and they're correcting that. I can get it. I can understand both sides of that argument. Yeah, but when people just go, so, oh, so this person shouldn't be playing this role because, oh, blah 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 X X X Y, and it's like, it's like people who haven't like seen the previous versions of any of this stuff wouldn't have a clue about that anyway. It's all down to getting the quality of the acting, and it's like I say, it's yeah. The whole point is like I say, I mean, people can say, oh, that's discriminatory against this someone from this country or X country or so, but I mean, people do British accents all the same time that aren't British. You've got the Americans coming over going, "Tally hey, what was like?" That's racist, surely. If
Well,
if what we're doing, if what other people are doing in that regard is racist, then that is as well. It's like I don't take offence at it. Don't get me wrong. People can do what the hell they want with their own voice, but it's like,
there's one actor I'm thinking of that is American that has basically lived pretty much playing an English accent all of his acting life,
hmm,
and nobody's like raised the thing. And I'm thinking of Carrie Elwes.
right, yeah. Yeah.
Princess Bride,
Yep.
Men in Tights.
Again, saw Princess Bride just a few weeks ago. Very, very, very good film. And when I say saw it a couple of weeks ago, I meant like saw it for like about the 20th time, rather than for the first time.
I absolutely love that film.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Because
it's
it is
pure.
pure of heart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we had the same word for it, right? Yeah. It's silly, but yeah. To the point where I've been eyeing up a Westley sort of Funko Pop that's on eBay, but haven't
Got one.
haven't taken the plunge yet.
I'll send you a picture later.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have Wesley already.
But did you ever see? I may have sent you a clip or a video of this at some point. After they did Deadpool 2, they made a version of it which was Once Upon a Deadpool. If you look at the trailer for that, which would obviously, you'd obviously, if you actually own it or whatever, you'd be able to see it. But if you look at the trailer for that, it's Fred Savage as a grown adult, but they've recreated the set from the bedroom almost to perfection, and he's on the bed, and Deadpool's playing the Peter Falk role, sat next to him. It's just such a good parody. It's like, oh my god, really? To the first time I saw it, I thought that looks oddly familiar, and it's like, oh my god, it's bloody Princess Bride. Jesus Christ. It was, yeah, like I say, copies of the DVD or Blu-ray are like in excess of 30 quid, so it's like, okay. I don't know if I'm that much of a.
I've not got the Princess Bride, but
I've got a digital
the
version of it.
DVD of Men in Tights signed by the man because I met him.
Yeah, I have to get my digital version of Princess Bride signed.
Sign this USB stick, please. Thank you very much.
Yeah, sign my hard drive. Not a euphemism.
Yes.
Not one that I'm aware of, at least anyway. Yeah, like I say, it's just yeah. But what I love.
See, that should be our recommendation to anybody else that's watching this stream.
What's that?
If you do anything from any of the recommendations that we come up with, watch The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
If you've never seen it, do yourself a favour and like lift it. It will lift your spirits. It will lift your heart.
Yeah.
It's so wholesome. I think
My
it's a good
name
way of putting it.
is Inigo Montoya. You murdered my father. Prepare to die.
I didn't know Christopher Lambert was in it.
He can be only one. He can never play anyone older than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you consider, without his glasses, Christopher Lambert is blind as a bat.
Whatever you say, Jack. You're the Master Race.
Master Race. Yeah. Yeah. He was blind as a bat without his glasses, and the number of times him and Clancy Brown and
Sheen Canary. Sheen.
Oh, they cut chunks out of each other.
That's why Sean Connery was a foot shorter after the filming.
Yeah.
He lost a foot.
He was. I remember I think they said he was learning because when he did Greystoke, he couldn't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
And he was learning to speak English very, very quickly. But
I thought his Scottish accent was brilliant. Sorry.
they
perfectly
were looking
cast.
at rebooting Highlander
always looking at
and
rebooting
they
stuff.
would. The trouble is, my views on Highlander are very personal, and when I say very personal, I mean
You used to take a copy
being
into
the
the toilet.
Queen
Yeah, we get it.
fan
Yeah,
being the Queen fan that I
yeah,
am,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on.
the soundtrack makes the movie.
It does. I mean that
It
is like a
really
big. It's a
does.
big key to success because the acting wasn't that good. It was just like it was the fact that people got their heads chopped off to Queen was yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Who wants to live forever?
there was you may from the film you may remember the bit in the church with Clancy
Highlander,
Brown and Christopher Lambert,
gonna burn out,
where
then fade away.
yeah, that bit
Yeah.
where he went happy Halloween, ladies,
Ah.
to the nuns.
Yeah.
They were real nuns,
Mm-hmm.
and the trouble is, well, Clancy Brown
Not
is
anymore.
actually he's quite religious.
Mm.
And after he did the whole thing of licking the like the priest's hand and stuff like that,
Mm.
he had to go back and apologise on bended knee
Yeah.
because he found it. Well, he found basically the Kurgan really quite uncomfortable. The whole character.
I mean, I think everyone watching it did as well. To be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
New York. But that's the second Clancy Brown film we've obviously mentioned this evening, ironically,
Yes.
because he was also in
Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption, playing a right bastard in that one as well. Right bastard.
Was he?
He was the warden,
I've
not
never
the warden. He
seen
was.
Shawshank Redemption.
You've never seen the Shawshank Redemption? Right.
Nope.
Right. Right. Okay, I know what I'm going to go look around the charity shops for now. You've never seen Shawshank Redemption.
I could just
I thought you were
get
quoting it
on,
earlier.
like my movie
I could,
stick.
I could have sworn you. Yeah, you probably can. I could have sworn you were quoting it earlier. But okay, but you've never seen Shawshank Redemption. That is one of the most. That is one of the most fucking amazing films. Again, like I say, I watch it probably a couple of times a year.
Yeah.
And there's not many things that I watch that often. You know what I mean? It's so good. I am more than Freeman. Yeah, when we were doing the Morgan Freeman stuff, I thought you were sort of, could have sworn you were like quoting sort of Shawshank Redemption there, but obviously not.
No, I wasn't. I was actually quoting the More Than Freeman.
Yeah, yeah.
More Than TV.
Yeah. No,
yeah.
I got that. And I think that was like just someone impersonating him, probably Charlie even, maybe, possibly.
It could well have been, yeah.
His impersonation is just so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Well, we are blimey, we are at 1 hour 40 minutes.
And we're at 46%.
It's a big old temple. This one.
It is, yeah.
A whacking great temple, as they say.
Yeah, if you save the rest of this for the next stream, so we can complete it, hopefully in on stream.
Yeah, that's a bloody good idea.
Feel free to play, obviously, the other levels in the meantime.
My back's gone numb, so I really have to move. So I think probably now.
I like to move it. Right, well, I'm going to stand here. I'm going to stand here and look at the volcano.
Even if you were quiet, doesn't matter. We appreciate lurkers.
Lurky durky.
You've come in and they count towards our stats, which is always good.
Statu. Yeah.
They do actually.
Yep.
They do. And we will be back. I was wondering if we should think about doing a Redfall stream or something.
Oh, what? Sorry.
Redfall.
When's
because that
that?
comes out on the 5th, I think it is.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'm willing to give it a try. Like I said, it's not one
Yeah.
that when they announced it, I wasn't like saying, "Wow, wow, wow." It was like, okay. But I'm willing to give
Yeah.
it a try, see what it's like.
Have you played Dishonored?
I've played a little bit of it. It's never
Yeah.
really got its hooks into me. It's a game that I wanted to get its hooks into me because I loved the artwork with the main character with like the partly robotic sort of skeletal side looking face. I don't know
Yeah.
if it was like just a mask or if it was actually he had implants or whatever. But I just couldn't get into them. I really just couldn't sort of yeah. I'm not a
Well,
massive
you know
fan.
what?
I'm not a massive fan of stealth games. Certain stealth games, okay. That one is just like I just found I was like just constantly like alerting everyone. It's like, oh fuck it, just go flaming away, just going all weapons blazing.
That's what I do, to be honest.
Yeah.
Um, but I usually do. Well, no, that's a lie. I sneak up on people quite a lot.
Mm.
I do in that game anyway.
I mean,
If
I
you
tried to,
if
but
you
they always like
like
turned around at the last second on me.
if you like stealth games, but you're not worried about all of the black magic side of things, try Thief.
I played the original Thief the Dark Project back on PC when it first came out,
Did you
and
play
I
the
did enjoy it.
Xbox One they did?
No, I did not.
That's worth it. It's very, very good.
Mm.
Very good.
But yeah, I played the original and possibly a bit of the second one on PC
Yeah.
when they first came out. But that was a long, long time ago.
Could you still
Woo!
remember when the music used to make you smile?
No,
No, me neither.
that was the day. Yeah, music died.
Yeah, that's a common sort of thought round here, to be honest. Usually after about 1995, it all went to shit after that.
Hmm. Right. Well, I'm out the other side of the building. I think I can see you spraying. So yeah, so I'm going to come around and visit you, so we can
Excellent.
end our stream.
Yes. Let's
Take me
let's
to
sort
your
of
leader. Take me to your
I
leader.
wasn't sure if we
Take
were
me to
supposed
your
to
leader. Take
move
me
him
to.
or not,
Take me to your leader.
or
Take me to your
or
leader.
put him on the top.
Take me to your leader.
Is it on my head?
No, I dropped it on your head and it hit you on the head and it rolled off.
Oh, shame.
Funny though.
Bouncy, bouncy. Oh,
Reminds me of the episode of Red
uh,
Dwarf where he's trying to knock out the simulant or whatever it was. We're smashing
yeah,
smashing the things over his head.
the headpiece.
Smash, smash,
Yeah,
smash. Yeah.
the justice field.
Yes, that was the one.
Yeah. All right,
Right.
buddy, I got you back. Better late than never. Boing.
Crunch.
And with that, young Mr. Albie, would you like to tell everybody where they can find you?
They can find me on my new graphics that I've got on the screen here now for Twitter, where I am at AKENOOBI. That's A Kanubi. YouTube, where I am Albie-Wan space Kanubi, Albie-Wan Kanubi. Twitch, where I am Albie-Wan Kanubi with no spaces. No space. Where can we find you, Mr. Tonington?
Well, you will be able to find me on Twitch and on Xbox Live. Well, on Twitch, I'm Dave Angel, and I was gonna finish that off.
I
Now
did.
you've turned it into an exclamation
Yeah.
with an arrow pointing that way. You can find me
Over
on
that way.
Xbox Live. I'm Space Dave Space Angel. On Twitch, I'm Dave Angel, all one word. And on Twitter, you can find me under the moniker of Dave Forza. I've really got to change that. I remain forever hopeful. with that abject silliness, I think it's time to call it a day.
Yes.
Thank you, everybody, and we will continue this next time in our little podcast.
Yes.
Take
Thank you
care,
for
everyone.
watching.
Thanks for
Good night.
night.